Good afternoon to you. I am Mark Sudduth, and here's what's up in the tropics. It is Sunday, the 4th of September, 2022. In the Atlantic Basin, we went from basically zero to very busy here, and in short order, we have Tropical Storm Earl, Hurricane Danielle, and a new area off the coast of Africa that we need to start watching over the coming days. This is what it all looks like if we expand it out to the next 5 days. That area in yellow, that could become Fiona in time, we'll see, and that would be our 6th named storm. And with Danielle and Earl out there, Earl forecast to become a major hurricane at some point. This could really start to boost that ACE score, and we would actually be ahead of where we're supposed to be, believe it or not, possibly by the end of the week. We'll talk more about that later. Meanwhile, in the Eastern Pacific, well advertised by the global models, there it is, Tropical Depression 12E. And if we look at the tracking map for our systems, in the East Pac, we'll start there first, 12E. Forecast to go up and remain off the Baja, hopefully, and I'll have to watch this closely. Even if there's not a direct landfall, there could be some pretty significant impacts with heavy rain and the oncoming swells, and some of that moisture might make it up into the southwestern United States. Over in the Atlantic, there's the track for Earl, eventually forecast to become a major hurricane well to the south and east of Bermuda, but this will certainly put out some swells into the Atlantic, so we'll have to watch that eventually for our friends in Bermuda, as well as all of the islands over in the southwest Atlantic and eventually the East Coast. And then, of course, there's Danielle way up in the North Atlantic, not going to be a problem for anybody except shipping interests. All right, the satellite animation this afternoon. This is a great shot here from Tropical Tidbits. There is our new depression. What a huge area of moisture and energy associated with it down there off the coast of Mexico. This might actually bring some much-needed rainfall to portions of Southern California. We'll be watching this closely in the days ahead. There is Earl to the north and east of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and then up there in the far North Atlantic, the best it has looked so far, there is Hurricane Danielle. If we switch the satellite view over more to the east here, there's Danielle, there's Earl, and I think that's X94L there, just about as dry as it can be, a very large envelope of energy, but just not much in the way of thunderstorm activity, that's for sure. And then there's our new tropical wave coming off the coast of Africa. So all of a sudden, like I said, by September 4th here, we're starting to play catch up and things have gotten quite busy. Now, real quick, I want to show you this radar animation courtesy of Dr. Mark Nissenbaum out of Florida State University. These bands of rain heading across Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands feeding into newly formed and intensifying Tropical Storm Earl. This is what it looks like via time-lapse from our camera that we have permanently set up over in St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands at one of our Patreon supporters' houses. You can see those rain bands sliding across there. This is the southern side near Cruz Bay in St. John. Those feeder bands moving across the area. Luckily, nothing too heavy, and so no reports of any flooding conditions just yet, but interesting to see nevertheless. All right, modeling. Here is the Euro, the latest Euro, the 12Z run for the Eastern Pacific. More than likely staying offshore of the Baja in terms of a direct hit with the core, but the big, strong, high pressure over the western portions of North America, if that is farther north, if it shrinks a little bit, there's still a lot of room for this to maybe go more east and north, and it could also go more west, avoiding the Baja almost completely. Over the next 5 days, we will watch this very closely, of course. And in the Atlantic Basin, here is the same ECMWF out to 5 days. And you can see there's Earl coming north out of the southwest Atlantic. And it's going to turn just to the east of Bermuda there. A couple of the models bring it closer to Bermuda. It's still 5 to 6 days out. And yes, there's enough variability in the way the pattern is that we do need to watch it closely for our friends in Bermuda. But right now, the official forecast keeps it well to the south and east of Bermuda. And then on the Euro here, you can see that next system that comes off of the African coast does try to develop at least a little bit and could be our next named storm. And all of this energy out there will certainly bring the ACE score, the accumulated cyclone energy, that's what that stands for, pretty much back to par where it should be, maybe even above normal by the end of the week ahead. We'll look at that and much more tomorrow in my hurricane outlook and discussion tomorrow afternoon. It'll be a big one for sure. All right, that is it from me for the rest of today. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I'll be back tomorrow with the What's Up in the Tropics segment. Until then, Again, have a great rest of your weekend. I'm Mark Sudduth. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning.